Hello children, we'll continue the chapter life process. So what are the various life processes that we are going to learn? Okay, what is a life process that we have earlier learnt? Life processes are the basic functions performed by a living organism. What does a living organism do? Living organisms perform a lot of life processes. For what they are performing so many life processes? They are performing so many life processes in order to sustain life. Okay, sustain life for their survival and for body maintenance. Living organisms perform basic functions for their survival and for body maintenance. These are called the life processes. So what are the basic life processes we are going to look into in this chapter? Okay, so one will be the first thing being the growth. So what should we do for growing? We should eat food. So what happens to the food that we eat? It gets digested. So digestion is one of the important life processes. So after digestion, after absorption of the nutrients, how do you attain the energy or ATP molecules? The energy currency of the cell is ATP molecule. So this digested and absorbed food material has to be converted into energy. For that you need to do the body has to do respiration. So the body has to go about a phase called respiration. So respiration is one of the major life processes. Then what else does the body do? What else does the body do? This energy molecules, oxygen, so many other things have to be transported. So for transportation, human body tends to go about circulation with the help of the heart. Then after that, there are so many waste products created. So these have to be excreted. So excretion is one of the major life processes. Then all life has to reproduce. So reproduction, this is also a life process. But in this lesson only 4 of the life processes are going to be dealt with. That is digestion, nutrition. Nutrition is dealt in this chapter. So we have to eat food. First of all, to grow, what should we do? We have to eat food. So nutrition, we are going to deal in this topic, in this life process: digestion, respiration, circulation and excretion. These are all the topics that we will discuss in this lesson. Okay, so the maintenance and functions of living organisms go on even when they are not doing a particular work. Whether you're sleeping or dancing, digestion of food has to occur in your body. Okay, even when they are just sitting, you have to keep breathing. Some involuntary actions are taking place in your body even when you're resting. Okay, even when we are asleep, this maintenance job has to go on. The processes which together perform in this maintenance are called life processes. Okay, since these maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown, energy is needed for them. This energy comes from outside the body of an individual organism. So there must be a process to transfer a source of energy from outside the body of the organism, which we call as food. So from outside the body, we are taking something inside, that is called as nutrition. So energy required to carry out different life processes is obtained from carbon-based food. So food sources are mainly carbon-based except for a few minerals. Okay, so these carbon-based food materials that are obtained from outside is called nutrition. Okay. After taking this food, what happens to the organism? It grows. Additional raw material will also be needed from outside. Since life on Earth depends on carbon-based molecules, so carbon-based molecules are mainly consumed. Most of the food sources are carbon-based. Depending on the complexity of these carbon sources, different organisms can then use different kinds of nutritional process. According to the food they are going to consume, the nutritional process differs from one organism to other organism. Some organisms prepare their own food. They are the plants. Okay, the outside sources of energy could be quite varied, since the environment is not under the control of individual organism. These sources of energy therefore needed to be broken down or built up in the body and must finally be converted into a uniform source of energy that can be used for various molecular movements needed for the body. For this, a series of chemical reactions in the body is necessary. So, oxidizing and reducing reactions are taking place. Oxidizing reactions, reducing reactions are some of the common chemical means to break down molecules. For this, many organisms use oxygen. For breakdown, oxygen is used. Okay. The process of acquiring oxygen from outside the body to involve this breakdown of food, to perform this breakdown of food for the cellular needs, is called respiration. So, respiration involves inspiration, inhaling of gas. What does respiration do? What happens during respiration? Inspiration occurs wherein you breathe in air and then breathing out, which is called expiration. So, expiration of air also occurs, and in between what occurs is the gaseous exchange. The gaseous exchange occurs in the lungs, in the alveoli. Okay. So, gaseous exchange also occurs, and this oxygen is obtained by the body for the various breakdown of food particles to release energy or ATP. Okay. In case of single-celled organism, no specific organs take part, okay, in exchange of gases, in taking in food or removal of waste. So, it all happens through a process of exocytosis, endocytosis, direct contact of the plasma membrane with the exterior. But in multicellular organisms, what happens is there is a specific organ system to perform these activities of gaseous exchange and everything. So, simple diffusion is not just sufficient. Simple diffusion will not meet the requirement of multicellular organisms. So, they need a complex system or organ system to perform this nutrition, digestion and so many other processes. Okay.